Well, I'd like to return to the idea of using transparency and then printing to save PDF. You remember in the previous little movie the user had placed circles and transparency. What I've done here is to do the similar sort of thing, but I've picked the symbol and said I'm going to edit the block, and just jumped in here and closed one part of the original gCADPlus symbol and applied transparency and colour to it. So we've provided a fill. So all of the existing plants on the site now have been dealt with in the same way, and if we zoom in here we can see they form the upper canopy and we can see down through them. So let's have another try at using File, Save as PDF and see if we can get a reasonable result. So I'll go to Layout, and as we did before, I'll go File and Save as PDF. I'll use maximum resolution and we'll print it, and we'll call it Grace 7, and we'll overwrite the existing one. So the PDF is being formed. How it works is it takes a screenshot and then converts the screenshot into an image. So here's the file Grace 7 PDF, and we were disappointed with it before because we didn't think that the information stood out well enough, and remember we were after a high quality PDF. What I've done, let's hit this, I will hit the escape and I'll go back onto the desktop and then into gCADPlus. So we've written out a PDF file now. What I'm now going to do is to open the PDF file with Acrobat Reader. So if we go here, I can go open this one, right click it and open with Acrobat Reader, and here it is. It's really good resolution. Acrobat Reader is a wonderful tool for looking at PDF files. Now in this case the designer wants to print that on an A1 sheet, but you can print from here. I know it seems strange, we're writing out a PDF file, we're opening it up, and now we're going to print it again using Acrobat Reader and again to a PDF file. So we're going to say File and Save As, and I'm going to put it on the desktop, and I'm call this one Grace 7 from Acrobat. So I hope you get our gist, and we can actually set it to print any size sheet that we want, but we do have a scale in here, so the scale will always give us an internal accurate measurement of what's on the site. So let's now open up. Remember, we've now printed it out, and let's open it up. So I can go back to the desktop and then Grace from Acrobat, right click and open with Acrobat Reader, and now I can move around and pan around. Now I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's high resolution. We can have whatever size sheet we want, and we've got an internal scale within it, and somewhere there we should have the title block. So although it looks somewhat faded here, once you zoom in on things the resolution is absolutely fine. So I think Save as PDF, while we dismissed it in the previous movie, I think we can work with it reasonably well. Well, you can further tweak the PDF file by using Irfan View. That's another free image editor, and this is the one we've just generated. So if we open it with Irfan View, and Irfan View has a plugin, it's called, which enables you to take the PDF file. Remember, if we zoom in now, the resolution will be good, but the overall feel is a little bit faded, isn't it? We can go to Image and we can say Color Corrections, sorry to hesitate, and you can play with contrast and gamma corrections. I've just done that, and I've loaded some settings which I want to load, and they have applied. You notice the image is rather pale on the left and darkens up here, so we can now apply that to the original. I won't do that just for the moment because I'd like to play a little more with these figures, so I changed the gamma correction to 0.2, saturation 0.36, brightness to -10, and contrast, we might pump that up just a little, and we'll save that and call that test 02 and save it. So if we load test 02, there are the settings. We just say OK, and there we are. There's our new version of it, which you could certainly send that now to your client, and I think they get quite a reasonable impression of your design. So there are a myriad of ways of achieving this. So I hope that's helped. Well, this design's been on quite a journey. We first used Save PDF from gCADPlus, then we opened the resultant PDF file in FN View, we applied some color correction, then we saved it from FN View as a PDF file, we then opened it in Acrobat Reader, and then we saved it again, and here's the result. It's a big journey, but the end result, I think, looks quite good. It really boils down to whether you think transparency is going to be important to you, or whether you simply want to convey your design ideas. If that's the case, you can use option 1, which was to have symbols with just an outline, and you can see the design under the existing canopy quite well. But at least with this method we can get a workable PDF version at the end. We'd love to automate this and save thinking and concentrating at each step.